let's see who's coming on to join us and join us for a bit of garden chat and a little bit of fun. So let's get this on the big screen so I know what's going on. So how's everyone's week's been this week? It's been an absolutely sweltering week, hasn't it? It's been really hot. Um, and now it looks like it's starting to cool down again. Dean, how are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for coming in. Hope you're keeping well. Let me just close this curtain behind me. It looks like we're getting a bit of a put. That should be a better picture. There we go. There we go. That's a better picture. So, how are you keeping? Because we had a bit of a, well, reason I've got a good excuse for being late. It's been a while, but I took my wife out for a day out, and I've just come in. Well, I've not been home long, so it's been ages since I last took her out. So we went up to what's the town called in Knaresborough. So we went up to Knaresborough Castle, had a look around the old castle, the old ruins. Went for a boat ride. So she got me driving around, well, rowing this paddling boat for about an hour, and then went for some fish and chips. So it's been a good day actually. It's been a really good day, but it's nice to treat her for something. And there's my excuse presented. Uh, Pound for Pound TV. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Andrew Walsh, how are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for coming in. Zaman Organic Gardening. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. See another channel there. That if you're an Urdu speaker, that's perfect for you. Gourds 90, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Jackie Toll, how are you doing? I hope you're keeping well. I've done the same today with the family. Took them out for a meal, and me and Kyle. I saw your pictures of your matching haircuts. You look very slick indeed. Love them fish and chips you do. Any chance I get, Dean? Any chance I get? You can't go wrong with a good plate of fish and chips. Laura, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you're all keeping well. So, what's everyone been up to today? What's everyone been up to this week? Fill me in, because it's been an absolutely sweltering week, hasn't it? But it looks like the weather's starting to change now, and it looks like it's starting to cool down. So we might be in for a bit of a bit of a shock over the next few days. So let's see. Henrik, how are you doing, mate? All the way from Egypt. Is your weather starting to cool down, or are you still boiling hot over there? 10 minutes village food secrets. Hello, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Hope you're keeping well. First bell pepper is tested, and oh, fantastic. Um, Henry, that's one of the mistakes I've made this year. I've not grown any bell peppers or any capsicums or any of them, so it's a bit of a mistake for me. I don't know why I didn't do it, but for some reason this year I've not grown any at all. But I've been harvesting quite a few Hungarian hot wax and a few green chilies as well. So, but all's not lost. Um, let's see who else is coming in. Um, Spent my life watering, but everything still everything. Are you checking for aphids and any bugs or anything? So Leslie, work non-stop. So Leslie's doing all the work while Dean's taking his time off. Gareth Lewis, now there's one of my real world friends. How are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for coming in. My new coriander is doing well, thanks to you. Gareth, that's brilliant to hear, man. That's brilliant to hear. See, it's always a little bit tense when you see one of your real world friends in here. So you've got to step your game up a little bit. um, yes, Dean. Check my Hungarian black chilies, and they do. Oh, Hungarian black chilies. I've not. That's a new one to me. I'd like to. It'd be interesting to see what that is. Ismail Karolia, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Thanks very much for coming in. Enter some giant veg. Dean, I've got this kohlrabi, right? It's about the size of a mini football at the moment. Now I'm thinking if that keeps putting on the same amount of growth, and it doesn't bolt, then I've got a chance of putting in a giant veg. Um, so, and if I can get a couple of chilies going, then I've got a chance. But Dean, what if I don't even get the bench? Do you know what if I don't even get my that's going to be embarrassing if I can't even get my vegetables on the bench. Dean's been working around the clock past 5 weeks, and see, I don't believe him, Leslie. I think you're doing all the work, and he's up getting his hair cut. He's off to the hairdressers. um, let's see. Bobby, how are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for coming in. Um, Home allotment veggie beds. Hope you're keeping well. Thank you very much for coming in. Dean, I wanna put it in. You know, I'm watching this kohlrabi grow, and I'm getting quite excited. So it's probably about that big at the moment. Um, Now I'm meant to put a tape measure around it and get a picture over to you so you can let me know if it's got any sort of chance or anything. But if it keeps putting on, I put a good layer of compost around it yesterday, and gave it a bit of a feed with some chicken manure. And if that keeps putting on some good size, I'm feeling a bit bullish, you know, with that. So let's see what happens. You and me have to have a chat. You know I'm only messing, man. You know I'm only messing. But it's always good to wind you up. Um, my tomato is killed by water. I did send you a video. Um, I didn't send you a video to learn not to water the leaves. See, that's the thing, Henrik. You know, tomatoes. Really important to bottom water with the tomatoes. Um, Family and fruit. How are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in, Rose. Allotment Adventures, Karen. How are you keeping? Um, how are you? Did your tomatoes survive your haircut that you gave them? I grew one last year. Have a look and check my Malvern video for 2019 for an idea on kohlrabi size. I'm gonna have a look at that one. Because it's a good size actually. Do you know? I'm really impressed with it, and it hasn't turned ugly yet. Do you know, like the ones at Malvern? They turn ugly and deformed. This one's almost like a perfect sphere. So even if it doesn't get into the giant veg, it should get into a pretty looking veg. So let's have a look at that. Um, my Gigantimo didn't do very well though. My tomatoes. The biggest tomato I've got probably the size of a tennis ball, and it's a Marmande, I think. It's either a Marmande or an outdoor girl. I've got an outdoor girl that's quite big as well. But my Gigantimo, that yeah, they've just not done anything. Um, I did a push watermelon. And I did push watermelon into the summer. Um, so Henrik, have you got watermelon harvesting at the moment? Because it's coming up to that season, isn't it? Could you give me a quick rundown on what I can plant this month for late crop, please? Guards, I've done a video on what you can plant in July, so if you have a check of that, so there's loads of salads. You can't go wrong with salads. Kohlrabi. Next month, well, anytime from now until the end of August, early September, radishes. You can still get away with some late season carrots. Or for overwintering, or for harvesting baby carrots. I got some peas in last month. I think you passed it with the peas, but chard, you can get away with that. Kale, if you haven't already planted that, loads of kale. Um, but check that video out of what to plant in July, and I'll be doing a what to plant in August video, in probably next weekend. So keep an eye out for that. Um, Tomatoes are still standing. um, uh, that one you can put in an exhibition if it's the kit. See, it is a pretty lucky. See, I've got two kohlrabi. One I thought was going to do well. It's in it. It sprouted itself in the greenhouse, and it's growing in the middle of my chilies. The leaves are falling apart, but the kohlrabi is just a bit bigger than a tennis ball, cricket ball size of thing, um, and I don't know if it's going to get any bigger. But the one outside, that one's growing really nice. I mean, it's it's coming on really good. You're right, buddy. You have your hot dog.
What?
Good man. Blight is dry from tomatoes here. Have removed all signs and given a probiotic spray, but not very hopeful. Um, One good thing that you can use is, I meant to do. I've been meaning to do a video on it. So if you get some sour milk and mix some molasses with it, so sour milk and molasses, let that ferment for a day or two, and then after a couple of days fermenting, just use that as a foliar spray. That's something that I use regularly. I've been meaning to do a video on it for since last year, but I just haven't got around to doing it. I have two gardens where I grow one. I can do whatever like pure biological, and the other at home. The home one likes chemical, and I'd find real poison. So if he's battling with the poison and chemicals and stuff, how are you coping with that with your organic style? Um, Bought some dwarf beans from garden centre clearance. Look a bit yellow and sick. What can I do to perk them up? Um, Normally they're yellow and sick because they're not being watering them. What I'd do is I'd give them a good soak, get them repotted up straight away, and get them into some. If you're going to plant them into the ground, then I'd get them into the ground straight away, but give them a good layer of compost around the base, maybe a few chicken pellets, chicken manure pellets, um, good mulching with compost, and and allow them to get their roots in. If there's some crumply, the leaves that are yellowing and turning brown, I'd remove those sorts of things. Any sign of any real weakness, get rid of that. As long as you've got a good stem with a few leaves that are going to help it grow up, that's what I'd do. Let's see. What watermelon is in the streets. Mine are 2 centimeter. Means I'll get a late crop whenever. Okay, so you're gonna get what? See, I tried growing another watermelon this year. It was growing up, and it actually put out a couple of flowers, and the slugs have just completely. They left my pumpkins and everything alone, and they came over and destroyed my watermelon. So they ate the flowers, they ate most of the leaves, and I've probably got about 2 leaves left on the watermelon. So I don't know. See, actually, it was one that Zaman Organic gave me. My okra's doing well. I feed some comfrey liquid last week. Anything else organic I can feed. With okra, comfrey, just keep doing that because you want with okra you want a lot of potassium in there, and you want it to you want it to fruit. I mean, if it was a leafy vegetable, I would have said go for something like nettle tea or just get some dandelions and do the same thing with that. I mean, the comfrey that you've given me, I need to plant that. I've still got that just in a bucket. So once I get that, once I find a spot for that, or once I get around to cleaning the spot for that, I've got a spot in mind, but I just need to clean it and get it planted. Um, and then I'll be making comfrey from next week. Great idea, sour milk, etc. That would be really probiotic. I use wormery compost tea for my probiotic spray. Definitely do a video on yours. Uh, See, I've got a recipe for the stuff that I use, um, and I've been meaning to do a video since last year. I just the thing is when you do a YouTube video, your title is one of the most important things, and I'm rubbish at picking out a good title, and I don't know what I'd call it. So yeah, it's struggle. Um, well, I just got to my own. Oh, sorry, Henrik, I just missed that last comment, so I might be falling behind in the chat here now. I just got to my own place and leave all in the garden. We don't. Oh, yeah, you're lucky enough not to have slugs. Sand and heat, slugs won't be doing well there. Uh, my loofahs are not pollinating properly. Um, Dean, I'm having the same problem with my snake gourd. Do you know, it's growing absolutely fantastic, putting on loads and loads of growth, and putting out baby gourds every a lot actually, more than it's ever done before. But the, but they're just not setting. So I'm gonna start having to hand pollinate. And the thing about, with the snake, I don't know if you've ever seen a snake gourd flower, but they're not like a normal cucumber flower. So they don't have petals. Instead of petals, they have these like frilly things around the side. So they're a lot more dainty and a lot more fairy like. Um, but I think Bobby, you're doing really good with your snake gourds this year. I saw your pictures.
Word snake.
It's only a it's only a word, Baba. You don't need to worry about that. You'll be fine, mate. No. Um. So, evening, Dean and Leslie. It was after I sent her a picture. Hang on, what? What did she say to you, Dean? Um, venerable bed. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I don't know if I've said that last bit properly, but hope you're keeping well. Um, Jane, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Would also like to hear more about Luffa Pollination. Mine are struggling. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take just a normal paintbrush and just hand pollinate it with a paintbrush. Um, because the flowers are a little. I mean, with my snake gourd, the flowers are a little bit different. So I'm not gonna do the thing that I do with the bottle gourds. With the bottle gourds, what I do is I peel back. If you look at my last bottle gourd video, I've got an example in there. I just peel back the petals. Um, on the male flower, show the stigma or stig, whatever it's called, and then flick the pollen onto the female flower, and that normally works quite well, and that gets the pollen spreading everywhere it needs to be. Um, but there's a demonstration of how I do it on that last video. Um, Monty, can you give me some idea on why my Tom's flowers are dropping off before the flowers set to fruit? Do I water? I do water them every day and feed once a week. Okay, are they overwatered? Because that's one thing that could be a problem. They could be overwatering. They could not be getting pollinated. So give the tomato plant a bit of a shake. Use a thing. What do you call it? A paintbrush. Paint them. With a dry paintbrush. Um, Yeah, I think they're the main reasons. Overwatering is one of the big reasons for flower drop. Dean, what's the big one? Uh, Leroy Dennis, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Really enjoy your videos. Your young son is absolutely amazing. Love the way he tries his best to help. Do you mean the baby? Yeah, he's a good one. Uh, they're a good bunch. I'm lucky with these kids. They're a good bunch. Um, do you think it could be a winner? Uh, I'm I'm lost in what's going on here actually. Martin, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Hope you're keeping well. Snake gourd flowers are beautiful. It's the first year I've tried in the greenhouse. Well, see your snake gourd looks absolutely. You've got. I saw two of yours set, and they look about 6 inches tall or long or something. Mine are getting to about 4 inches. They're not fattening up, and they're just not pollinating. But the flowers, yeah, you're right. They are absolutely amazing. They look like little fairies, don't they? And just yeah, I think they look brilliant. Guys, if anyone hasn't hit that like button for me, please hit that like. Let's get that like count up a little bit. Try this again. Leslie said to me today. Hang on, try it. Whoa, that's a big one. Ah, okay, I'm with you. I'm with you. Uh, Malcolm X, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Thank you very much for coming in. Hope you're keeping well. Um, I hope you and the family are well. Love watching your video. Martin, thanks very much. That's very kind. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Re- yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen with with this turn of the weather because it suddenly feels like it's starting to turn a little bit cold, doesn't it? So let's see what happens with that. Everyone's having a laugh at me. Everyone's having a laugh at me for being a bit behind with Dean's joke. How are your trees doing? Are you gonna do an update? See, Hendrik, that's the problem is, right? Do you know, with YouTube and doing, do you know, if I just did a video specifically on the trees, right? It there's no apart from a couple of people who've asked for watching the video, there's not going to be many who are going to come in to watch that video. So I don't want to do something specifically on a subject that's not going to appeal to a broad range of people. Um, that's why I wasn't going to the trees. Otherwise, the trees are really doing really fine. I mean, I've trimmed them recently. They were putting out loads of growth. I had to cut them back, and they're doing good. Um, where did you get to with trying to circulate water from the water but to the compost heap and back again? It never worked. I mean, I ended up giving up in the end. I mean, by the time I got, I'd played with it for a couple of months. I couldn't do it, and by the time initially the water was heating up enough probably to move the water. But once the pile gets starts to cool down a little bit, the water's not getting that much heat, so it needs to be because it needs to be closer to probably 70, 80 degrees, the water temperature, not just the compost temperature. I mean, I aim for a steady, probably 40 degrees, because I try and keep an anaerobic pile in the greenhouse so it keeps hot for longer. Because anaerobic piles stay hot for longer rather than heating up and then cooling down like a aerobic pile. When the compost is when the compost is like an aerobic pile, when the oxygen's out, finished, when the microbes have finished eating the compost, oxygen, sorry, the pile will cool down really rapidly, and then you have to turn it and inject some more oxygen into it and get it heating up again. Whereas with an anaerobic pile, you can leave it and it'll stay a lot warmer. But I think maybe next year I'm going to try with a bit more of a solar pump. But we'll see. I'm still playing with ideas, so I'm not going to give up yet. I'm not going to completely give up yet. What are you doing? Hmm? You're biting your fingernails again. Um, how the bottle gourds? My last video earlier on this week was on bottle gourds. So if you want to go and check that out, you can see how they're doing. The bottle, it's going to be a good bottle gourd season this year. It's going to be a wicked bottle gourd season this year. I've just been out before I came on. I mean, when I got back, I went out and had a look in the garden, and there's at least 5 or 6 that are about that sort of size. Yeah, so it's going to be a good season. Dean, could I enter a bottle gourd into Malvern? A nice pretty one. Um, if there's somewhere I can put one of them in, that'll I'll be happy with that. Uh, so yeah, the 6 doing well. Cheers. When do you harvest them? Uh, I harvested them when they were about 18 inches long. So that sort of length. Um, I've put some pictures on Facebook actually. Do you know, if you look on my profile pictures, there's a couple of pictures of the gourds when I harvested them. I don't know if I did a video or not, but there's definitely some pictures. If you just look on my profile on Facebook, you'll see them there. Um, Coffee grounds to the pile. I use it. Yeah, the heat waves helped a lot. It's done a good year for the humidity in the air as well has been really good. I mean, this year there's loads of wildlife in the garden. I've seen a lot of moths in the garden as well, so I'm getting good pollination. But I'm hand pollinating a lot more than I did last year. Um, Wolves Head Forge Farm. How are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I think it's the first time I've seen you. Introduce yourself up and let us know how you're doing. So I have a question. I have a tomato plants growing in big pots, only getting small amount of blooms, no fruit yet. Any suggestions? Are you feeding them? Because as soon as they start blooming, or I normally start feeding a couple of weeks before I expect any flower set, um, and then so you're getting a small amount. Yeah, I think feed is a problem. Are they in big enough pots? Or well, you said they're in big pots. Um, yeah, that's the thing I'd suggest right now. That you feeding them. Um, I'll send you a link for the exhibit. Okay, nice one. I'm gonna have a look at that. There's any other vegetable section as long as the veg is named, it's judged. Okay, okay. Is that a big veg or is that a nice? Is that a pretty veg? Um, Entries close 16th of September. Okay. But if I can get a decent size chili, I'm gonna have a go at that, and and I'm gonna have a go at this kohlrabi if it keeps growing and doesn't bolt. Uh, Tony from Simplified Gardening, how are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for coming in. Hope you're keeping well. Davey, long time no see. Hope you're keeping well, mate. Um, he's keeping up. I'm not doing too bad tonight, am I? I think it might have been the day out. You know, the fresh country air that's giving me a bit of a buzz. Um, let's see who else is here. Lost two zucchini plants from a worm in the main stem. Didn't find them until it was too late. The vine weevils, I think they're called. If you find where they are, you can cut them out, and then if you can cut them out, squish the vine weevil, obviously, and then if there's enough still attached, it should grow and continue. But vine weevils can be a real problem. That's why things like chickens are quite good, because if before um, throughout autumn, if you got your chickens on your plot, early spring you've got your chickens on your plot, they'll eat a lot of the grubs, the eggs, things that are overwintering. They'll help deal with that and they'll help break pest cycles. So they're very good for stuff like that. I'm working on my compost pile, hoping that it will boost productivity. Not feeding enough is the problem. Yeah. See, what type are you going for? Hot compost, or are you just going for a slow, steady compost pile? And if you're on a farm, have you got chickens? Um, I'm doing good. Been busy on the new allotment. Built a 2 bay compost bin from pallets based on Tony's compost bin video. Used a Proplex to cover the pallets. See, that'll make it last a lot longer. I mean, I've I always just make my compost bins, just with the pallets. I don't bother putting anything else over them. And then once the pallets break down, I just compost them, or I just make biochar with them. Um, but this year, um, this it's just on my never-ending list of things to do. So I've got my compost bin to. What I want to do this year is I want to rebuild the compost bin and then put a bit of a roof on it, because one thing that I never cover the pile, so it doesn't compost very well in winter because it gets soggy. And then, like this early this year, like May, we had a lot of wet weather. We had a lot of wet in a lot of cold in April. Normally, my compost pile is cooking really well in April, but because I didn't cover it, it was completely soaked through, and since I set one of the piles up. This weekend was the first time I'd have had a chance to turn it. I've just been so busy that I've not been able to get out there and turn it. And this weekend was the first time, and the bottom foot, um, no, bottom couple of feet were just matted down, leaves, hedge trimmings. It all just compacted and become really anaerobic and sticky. Um, so if so, what I want to do is I want to build like a roofing area over the top of my compost bin, and hopefully that'll give me some more water catchment as well. Um, Brian, how are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for coming in. Hope you're keeping well. Um, how are you feeling at the moment? I've two piles on a huge, one huge and a small one called. Henrik, how do worms do in your environment? Do you get enough worms, and will worms survive the temperature that you're on? Um, Chris, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you're keeping well. Busy day, my dear. Hope you. I'm very good. Thank you very much. Um, what's been keeping you so busy today? How's the has your house completed now? And where have you got a moving date and stuff? Yeah, on a farm, been using compost. Our soil is clay, so can't start a huge bed yet. Using pots for the moment for bed veggies. If you've got chickens, if you've got access to chickens, get them to make your compost. Um, just chuck all your material into the floor of the run, and just let them compost it down, or just set them. If you've got an area that you want to use as a veg bed, just set them on as a temporary coop or something, or a temporary run, and just let them work that area. Throw all your rubbish, all your veg peelings, um, all your weeds, everything. Just chuck it all in there. Let the chickens just scratch it all up and kill it all and poo and stuff. And then if you move them off after 6 months, they'll have turned that soil into a perfect growing medium for you to grow in. Um, okay, sweetheart. Mm. Uh, worm snakes. I did see normal worms. You didn't see any normal worms. Uh, question should be: can worms stand it in Yorkshire? Ian, what they on about? Everything likes it in Yorkshire. It's best in Yorkshire, man. How are you keeping, Ian? Hope you're keeping well. Um, so, yes, sir. Moving date is 25th of September. House is in my video today. Oh, brilliant! Absolutely fantastic. That's great. That's great news. That. Ian, how are you keeping? Uh, what's going on with you? Mm-hmm. Worms don't mind Yorkshire. They were. You see, I've got a couple of Lancashire people from Lancashire that are having a go at me now. Um, good afternoon, everyone, or good evening for those of you in the UK. Pure Pondering, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Hope you're keeping well. Um, what time is it over where you are? Tell us where you are actually. Um, so if anyone hasn't hit that like for me, please hit that like. It does help with the algorithm and stuff like that. So that'll be good. So you're in Arizona, USA, right? I need to give a shout out to a few people. So I need to give a shout out to my patrons. So Ashley, Fiona, Jan, Ian, Elise, Martin, Gary, Muhammad, David and Tanya, Tonya and Nick. Thanks everyone for your support, and thanks for you being my Patreon. And if anyone would like to become a Patreon, you can support our channel. I'll just get you a link. Yeah, you can support our channel just here. We're doing regular videos on there. We're doing regular videos on there probably once a week, as well as behind the scene footage. So if you want to catch up with that and see other stuff that we're up to, not just the gardening, then that's the place to do it. Monty's second part of the video with you will hopefully be next week Saturday. We're really busy with the plants this week, so no problem at all, Tony. Uh, in your own time, whenever you get a chance. But that's yeah, yeah, that's very nice of you, mate. um, yeah. Same time here in Alabama. Pure. Also, Leroy's over there as well. What have you been up to? Busy with the plans? Or do you mean plans or plants? Sadly, my time is up. I have to go get the kids put to bed. Dean, you take care, mate, and I'll see you soon. Thanks very much for coming in. So, Nick, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. How are you keeping? How's things going over at your plot? And how's life treating you in general? Taking a quick break from doing some reorganizing of the house. What are you working on? Are you in the middle of moving, or are you in the just having a bit of a shake up and tidy up? By the way, thank you to everyone who sent prayers for rain. We've had monsoons this past week. We could do with the rain. We could do with a real. We could do with a rain at the moment. I think there's one forecast in the next couple of days, but it's getting. Yeah, I think it's quite humid at the moment. It just needs to start. It needs to get this rain out of the way, and then gives another dry spell. But we've had an awesome heat wave. It's done the garden wonders. The garden's doing yeah. Uh, it's just this last heat wave seems to have just sent everything rocketing. My chilies are coming on. I've got loads of habaneros set, loads of Hungarian hot wax. I've got tons of them. Green chilies. The only ones that haven't set yet are my Long Johns or Long Joes. Joe's Long. I'm not sure. Dean, what are they called? And what's the other spaghetti ones? So let's see how they come on. Yeah. Um, Joe's Long. I've been a bit busy, so I haven't had much chance to be online. Nick, we're all right. We're all right. Yeah, I was telling everyone earlier. So we went up to Knaresborough Castle today. So if anyone's in Yorkshire or knows Yorkshire, you might know Knaresborough Castle. So it's like an old, really old town built around this castle. It's like an old market town, and some of the houses are still, like they're stone houses with thatched roofs and that sort of thing. So we went around there, and then I took my wife on a boat ride, and she had me paddling around on this boat for an hour. Yeah, so it was a really nice day out. I think I'm gonna take the kids up there in a couple of weeks. I'm just with I've have I got I haven't got confirmation yet, but I might have got my new car soon, so I might be back on the road because at the moment I'm still not on the road yet. I'm driving around in this car the size of a shoe. See, I'm borrowing my sister's car, and every now and then when I need to go somewhere, what are you doing? And the car, honestly, it's the size of a shoe. You get it.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it's tiny.
Because
My little house is a fixer upper, so
something.
there's always something to be done. Working on putting pantry shelves in. Fixer uppers are good. I mean, that's what this house was. The house we're in. That's what the state of this was when we bought it. When we bought this house, the house was pretty much falling apart.
Wow.
The plaster was falling off the walls, but it had this garden. It had this huge garden, and we, my sister was like, "Yeah, just buy the house. Buy the house because of the garden. Forget that. Forget the house. We'll fix it up." And that's what we've been doing for the last
10 years.
well, more than 10 years. For the
20,000.
last 12 years, we've been trying to fix this house up. Um,
Does this
love
house
hearing
already
about
have
all the
3?
places.
Does this house
About all the
already
places.
have 3
See, I
layers?
wanted to do a video on. No, I'll put the top layer on. No, normally she's the star of my videos, aren't you, sweetheart? But I think she's
Falling asleep.
she's growing up a little bit now, so she's starting to get a bit more moody. Innit? Eh?
I don't know.
Yeah, you're getting a bit older and a bit more cheeky and a bit more yeah, you're getting a bit older and a bit cheekier. That's what's going on. So am I not allowed to see anyone anymore?
No.
Let's see. But yeah, it took us about. I think it's taken about 12 years for us to get this house to any sort of decent shape. Because one of the first things that we did was do a loft conversion and
What's a West Highland?
a West Highland. It's that type of dog.
Why?
What do you mean why? That's the type of dog it is.
What's that type of dog? What's that type of dog?
Yeah, that's a Yorkshire Terrier.
What's this?
A little one.
What's this?
They're all little dogs. I don't know. I don't like little dogs.
Oh, puppies.
Yeah, I don't like little dogs. I like big dogs.
Why don't you go over to both of us' house?
So, embarrassing dad alert. Oh, I've got some right plans, you know. Laura, I've got some proper plans. I'm planning it. I did it to my niece the other day, right? So, she was walking home from school with her friends. So, I saw
and we started screaming.
So, we're stuck at the traffic lights and we all just wound the windows down, hung ourselves out the window, started waving and screaming. So,
and then her friend was just staring at us.
so,
Then she just...
yeah, everyone. She was like, "Oh, just don't look at me." So I've got I've got.
Have you also tried to do that? To Lamisa when she was at the gate, her friend came to because they were going somewhere, and then we tried screaming out of the window.
Yeah,
we pretended
we
to
did
not
the screaming
hear
out the
us.
window, and then where you going? What time are you coming back? What time are you? How long are you gonna be there for? All that sort of
And then she just ignored us.
I've got some right ideas for these kids. I'm gonna it's gonna be proper traumatic how I embarrass them.
You're a puppy.
Get that down now.
Aww.
That's enough. I'd let some people stay with me last year because they had no place to get out. I take the police. Oh no!
Huh?
Oh, that's terrible.
What?
Big doggy. Yeah, I like big dogs.
Big
the thing
doggy.
Is, I think with dogs, I think if you're gonna have one, it's worth having a big one.
Why?
And a big ugly one as well. Do you know, like a Rottweiler or something? Do you know, with a flat, squished up face and all that sort of thing.
Why do you want that?
Or the boxer type dogs. Do you know, with the squished up. Do you know, with the bulldoggy squished up flat faces. Those I like those ugly dogs. So embarrassing parents are part of being a kid. That is a dad's right. Embarrassing the kiddos. I'm looking forward to them. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, don't worry. You've got it all to come. Let's see. Get that down.
No, you're a puppy. You're a puppy.
I'll get that down now.
Aww.
I need to be able to read.
I don't want you to
Embarrassing
read.
my mum. I work with her 5 days a week. No, I need to be able to read what's going on.
I don't want you to read what's going on.
So, what are everyone's plans for this week?
Can I just cover your face?
Has anyone got any time off with the school holidays coming up? Have you got any time off? Are you going to get some extra time in with the garden?
No.
Yeah, because I'll be taking some time off for you guys.
No.
We're going to go for a picnic tomorrow.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Can I take my bike?
Yeah, we're going to go up to Minwood Park.
Can I take my bike? right.
You can if you want. No, you can't. You can't. You're squashing me.
Yeah.
Um, packing, and more packing off Friday next Monday.
Yay.
So my daughter's dog is great. A Pyrenees sheepdog.
German Shepherd.
Her head is big, and mouth is put together.
Can I give them a little quiz?
No, you can if you want.
Okay. I'm
Every day in
gonna
the
give you
holidays
a
we
quiz.
We harvested our wheat yesterday.
I'm gonna
Okay.
give you a quiz. Name 6 vegetables. I mean 6. Wait, Oliver is a German Shepherd.
Blues Food, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in.
That guy's over there.
Which guy? No, that's not a guy.
That person.
We're getting stuck clearing the bindweed. Oh, Jackie, bindweed's a nightmare, isn't it?
What's a bindweed?
Bindweed.
What's a bindweed?
Bindweed is a plant. Plant. It's a weed that grows really fast. Ow! Why are you digging your nails into me for?
We're gonna give them a quiz.
Huh?
Quiz.
Chris, she was calling Blues food. She was calling Palmer guy.
Guy. Who's blue? Quiz. I want to do a quiz.
Go on, then do your quiz. I told you to do your quiz.
Name 6 fruit or vegetables that we grow.
That we grow.
Yeah.
Okay. So name 6 fruits or vegetables that we grow. So that's it. Yeah, bindweed makes good goat feed.
They're not answering.
They will answer, don't worry. They'll give you some answers soon. So if anyone hasn't hit that like for me, please hit that like as well. We've got 24 people, 24 likes. That's all right. Ooh. So, what are we going to do tomorrow? We're going to go for
I can't see.
I'm going to take these guys for a picnic tomorrow.
Yay!
It's a really nice park. You actually like it.
Pop.
I found loads of mushrooms there last year.
Mushroom!
Loads of different types of mushrooms. I found loads of oyster mushrooms, but the slugs had got to them just before I did. So Laura's saying bottle gourd, snake gourd, chilies, tomatoes, onions, and lettuce. There you go. So Laura,
okay, you get a point.
So Laura's in the lead. There we go. Cucumbers, tomatoes, fenugreek, coriander, bottle gourds, and chilies. Everyone's coming in with them now.
Okay, so whoever's answering gets 1 point. There's going to be 10 questions.
There's going to be 10 questions. Ow, you hurt my leg. Can you sit properly?
Okay, so...
snake gourd, bottle gourd, tomatoes, garlic, chilies, potatoes, coriander. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we've got 7 there.
Okay. 5 people are in, so... Laura's in.
Put water in the soil. The first thing you
Blues
see after,
food in. Exploring nature together is in. Bobby oven
What do you mean, Bob? Henrik? Explain
is
that.
in. And...
So, glad to hear. I'm so happy right now. Karen is in as well.
Who's Karen?
Rose Allotment Adventures.
Where?
There. Yeah.
Okay, one more person's going to answer.
Can you sit properly? Because your knees are...
Okay.
Your knees are digging into it.
Wait. Edible lupin edible
there's
lupins,
one.
chilies, sweet corn, coriander, tomatoes, and pointed gourds.
There's a,
Okay, that one's
that's another one.
finished. That question's finished. Whoever answered got a point. And
Okay, go on. What's your next
how
question?
many arches in our garden do we have?
How many arches in our garden do we have? How many do you think we've got? I don't think you're going to be able to answer that one. So, how many arches in our garden do we have? I don't know the name, but last year after the rain, the whole desert was green. Laura says many.
A number.
A number. So, Henrik, so how comes that doesn't last? You know, when you get that rain, and you get that flush of green, what's stopping it from, you know,
Well, it's not 3.
Is it just no?
Oh.
I'm not entirely sure, but I think I've seen 3 so far. There's more than 3, a number of them.
I forgot.
No, you said it right first time. No. Yeah.
Yay.
So, is it
It's
just
not
that lack
3.
of rain, or what is it? We've got a ground cover that makes stickers, and I've been pulling them up and started pulling up some wild.
Yeah. Yes,
Brian.
it is 5. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? Did you hear me
Brian,
whispering?
I'll see you when you're back. We might be off by then. But Pam's got it right.
Not 25.
No one says 25. Oh. Yeah, we haven't got 25.
Only 5. There's 1 on the stairs. There's 1 near the greenhouse. There's 2 at the bottom, and there's 1 near the
The new garden.
No, that's the greenhouse.
No, the new garden that I made near the chicken house. Do you know where we were growing all the huddles and the sweet corn?
Wait, just let me check.
In front of the red greenhouse.
Wait.
There's 1 in front of the red greenhouse. There's 2 at the bottom.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Wait.
Oh no, there isn't. There's 6, isn't there?
There's 6, not 5. I forgot. I wasn't
You
counting
forgot.
properly. Okay, Laura's right.
Yeah, there's 6. I wasn't even counting properly. Look, just sit normally.
I wasn't counting properly. I thought it was 5.
So we gave false hopes. It wasn't 5. It's 6. I had to start cut them down and use it as mulch and leave the roots.
Second question.
Is it?
Do I ride a bike?
Do you ride a bike? I start to cut them down and use it as mulch, leave the roots as they are, and if they come up again, I cut them down. It's a nice way to create. Yeah, Henrik, that's perfect, absolutely perfect. And because those weeds are bringing up everything in that soil, you're not losing any nutrients because they're just bringing it up and just making it available at soil level for higher up as well. So it'll be really good for you.
Okay, Laura, and who's that?
I'm trying not to pull the wild mustard and the wild amaranths to feed the goats, trying to save them for seed. Right, guys, it's just, it's not on because you got to get to bed soon.
There's still 6 minutes left.
You got to get to bed.
Wait.
Okay,
can you do one more question?
Go on then, do your last question quickly. Laura, you take care, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
Name 3 types of flowers that we grow.
Name 3 types of flowers that we grow. I can't name 3 types of flowers that we grow. I'll struggle with that one. Last question before we go. Name 3 types. Do you know the 3 types of flowers that we grow?
Yeah, but I'm not telling you.
Okay. So, no clue. I'm hopeless at flowers. See, Pam, I'm the same. I grow them, and then with a lot of them, I just don't remember the names.
God flowers to my... Not that type of flowers.
That was cheeky, wasn't it? That was cheeky. Sit with your back straight. Don't
Like
sit
the
with your back
other...
straight. Keep your posture good. I'm a friend who does lawn work. And
Not those flowers that
instantly
grow
clears
in
the
the
mold.
vegetables and
See,
fruits.
pure pondering. Do you know when you say that, right? I got a load of grass clippings last year. Have a look at a video that I call Toxic Mulch. It's got a thumbnail with toxic mulch on it, and I ended up with a load of grass clippings that had broadleaf herbicide in them, and
Hand out.
I destroyed my broad
Straight.
bean.
Hand out straight.
I destroyed my broad bean crop last year. Right. Okay.
Trying to get you to punch yourself.
So just be careful with that when he's bringing it in. Just make sure that they're bringing in something that's that's from a place that isn't using a lot of. Yes, we have them. We have loads of them. That's the one flower I do know the name of. Yeah, that's another good one. Yeah, that's another good one.
Gee,
Okay.
just a minute.
Corn does do great on desert soil. How are you coping with the nitrogen on that? Because you've got brilliant drainage, but your soil won't be holding that nutrition. So how are you coping with the nitrogen on your corn? Are you supplementing it with anything? Wild amaranth flowers that are on long spines, very tiny. So, yeah, that's another one. Which purple ones?
I don't know.
You have to show me the purple ones. Purple ones? I don't know the purple ones. You're gonna have to show me what they're called. Oh, I can't remember what the purple ones are called. They're called lamb something. Do you know what those? So they're like a silvery type of leaf with a purple magenta type of flower. It's really common. It's lamb something or something like that. But anyway,
Lamb's tongue.
I don't know if it's lamb's tongue. It's something like that. It's
okay, but you have to name 3. Should I tell you 3?
Go on then, you tell them 3 because we're gonna finish.
There's sunflowers, roses, sweet peas, bluebells, and nothing
dahlias.
else.
We've got loads of dahlias.
What's that?
Dahlias. I'll show you the dahlias. We've got loads of dahlias. What else have we
got? What are those orange flowers
We've
called?
got Sweet Williams.
What are those orange flowers called?
Which are you're gonna have to show me the orange flowers.
No, those marigolds.
Oh, marigolds. We've got loads of marigolds.
Yeah, marigolds.
Right, guys. On that note, I'm gonna call it a day there, and I'm gonna finish up. So I'm gonna leave it there for this one.
Wait.
Mahmoud Ali, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. We're just gonna end it about here.
2 minutes.
So I'm gonna leave it here.
Not yet.
I'll catch you again. So we're live every Saturday, 8 o'clock. So if you want to join us again next Saturday, we'll be here again.
We still
next
got
Saturday.
one more. We got one more minute. We got one more minute.
Tona, thanks for coming in, everyone, and I'll see you again soon. Have a great evening. Have a great week.
We have one more minute.